Hello and welcome to the 7th edition of ET Auto Retail Forum 2023. Here we are in conversation with Mr. Tarun Garg, Chief Operating Officer of country's second largest car maker, Hyundai Motor India. Welcome to ET Auto, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, this fiscal, we have seen the passenger vehicle industry doing its best, and we have seen we are expecting the highest ever sales this year. So, could you share with us how is the March momentum, for the last month of the fiscal? Like, are you seeing any headwinds with respect to the upcoming, the regulatory norms or any changes in the supply chain, expectations?
Yeah, so thank you very much for having me here. And I think, yes, you're right. The momentum has been very good in this year, and industry would finally do the highest ever after 4 years, So we're all very excited. I think India is showing a lot of resilience. You talked about the headwinds. Yes, globally, there are a lot of headwinds. You hear news about all the negative news coming in. At the same time, what we have seen is that Indian economy is still projected to be doing much better, and that is what is being reflected. Even if you talked about March, of course, not only is it the last month of the financial year, but as you know, this time the whole festival, the Navratra week, the Gudi Parva as well, are falling in the last week of March. So there's a very strong booking momentum, and we are hoping to end this financial year on a very strong note. At the same time, interest rates are high. The sentiments are not that high they used to be after say 6 months back. So we have to be very, very cautious. We need to really keep an eye on that, and then maneuver. I think that is what we'll have to do. All of us have to do. Regarding the supply situation, I think there are still challenges. So while all of us felt that maybe the semiconductor shortages will be over in 2022, but yes, there are still some challenges, and I think we'll need to navigate through those challenges as well.
So FY24 is a little bit strict in terms of policies and regulatory, norms that are coming up. So do you think that can have an impact in the next fiscal or any kind of price hikes that we might see in the recent times?
So look, the most important norm which is coming, of course, is the RDE. And if I talk about Hyundai, we were prepared in advance, and we finished all the non-RD production in January. So I think everything is done. So whatever adjustments in pricing had to be done has already been done. So going forward, I think we are prepared. Regulations, of course, are have always been there, and it's up to us to be. I think the important thing is to build in those buffers and not really wait for the last day. So, like for example, although the norms kick off from 1st April, but we said no, 1st February everything should be over. So that's what we did, and I think we are in a comfortable situation. Yes, the prices last 2 years because of raw material, supply shortages, price, and of course regulation, the prices have gone up. I think obviously higher price would have impact on sales. At the same time, I think because all OEMs, it applies to all OEMs. So and the customers, I believe, also wants more safety. He wants now becoming more and more aware. Like for example, Creta and above, we went for 6 airbags as standard, and customers are really appreciating it. So while there are some regulations which may come in, but at the same time, I think customer is also evolving. So it's up to us to really educate the customer and make sure that we embrace these regulations rather than making it like a mandatory thing to do.
So also like the much talked about thing last fiscal was how Hyundai and Tata have been moving. We have seen a tough competition from Tata. Like Hyundai has been the longest serving second most car maker. But how do you see the competition going forward? Or what kind of strategies are you probably working on to retain your position? Because a healthy competition is always good for the consumer and the market as well.
Yeah, you answered my question. I think healthy competition is always very good, and it's very good that so many OEMs are now doing well. And when OEMs do well, they invest in the market, they invest in capacities. It leads to more job creation. It is very good for the economy. And I'm very proud, and that yes, auto industry is really contributing so much to the Indian GDP and to so much to the employment. And going forward, we are very committed. Yes, it will continue. Regarding strategies, I think Hyundai has always you know, uh, kept the customer at the center of whatever we do. And the second thing is we have always believed in creating our own benchmarks and really looking at the sometimes not only the stated needs of the customer, but also the latent needs of the customer. Indian customer is evolving. He really wants more and more products, more and more technologies, higher end products, more features. Hyundai has always been known for that. and that is what we are trying to do. For example, whether it is the connected cars, whether it is the sunroof, or whether it is the 4 5 different type of automatics we supply, I think Indian customer is really not wanting to compromise. So, and we are very happy because that really gives us an opportunity to bring in those global technologies to India and make sure that the customer gets what he wants, and sometimes the customer gets a taste of the latest technologies. Ioniq 5, which was the World Car of the Year, has been launched in India. We have received some great response. We are going to launch the all new Hyundai Verna on the 21st. So I think what I'm really trying to say is that you need to really set your own benchmarks, and then I think everything else becomes very smooth.
That's great. So can we say Hyundai is confident of retaining or standing tall at its second position?
Look, frankly speaking, we have always believed that if you keep on doing the right things, the volumes will take care of themselves. You run after volumes, that is not good. But you do the right things, volumes, positions, market share, profitability will come in. So we have always believed in doing the right things, the customer first approach, launching new technologies, launching new products, looking at mobility, making investments in that front, investing in further capacity. So all those things are very, very important. And we are really looking, we are very, very encouraged by the great response we are receiving. India's importance in the Hyundai Motor Company scheme of things is only going up. So I think it's a very, very important market. We have been here for 26, 27 years now, and we are very, very committed to the Indian market.
So as you mentioned, the market will be seeing the new Verna launch next week. But the consumer demand is probably moving towards the SUV segment for the past 4 to 5 years. So how do you see the SUV and the sedan segment evolving, in India in the next 5 years probably?
So you're right. So last few years, of course, we saw a great growth in the SUV segment. And if I may say that Honda had a key role to play, because in 2015, when we launched the Creta, hardly few vehicles were sold in that segment. Who would have thought that this segment will explode? When you brought in some new benchmarks as well, the Alcazar, the N line. So so many things have happened. But I believe very strongly that as Indians, we have always aspired for sedans. It was only because of the absence of some good, strong launches all these years that probably we saw the customer shifting to SUVs. Verna has been a strong brand, and you would have seen the initial images and all we have released for the new Verna. The response is fabulous. We very strongly believe that a strong product like the Hyundai Verna will really, really get some good traction in the market, because Indian customers want that status. He wants that kind of comfort in the car. He wants technology. He wants that rear seating space with the long wheelbase of the Verna. So there are so many things. So I think he needs it, and it is only about a good product coming in, and we are very confident the strong Verna brand, coupled with the changes we have brought in the all new Hyundai Verna and the kind of initial traction we are receiving, we are really going to get a very, very good traction from the customers.
So according to your research and analytics, like what kind of consumers are probably going for sedans versus the SUVs in terms of demographics or age or working professionals in those terms?
So look, I think people who really, really want that kind of a status, and they really love the comfort of sitting in the car. Also, they want that 4 members of the family, all of them should get a very comfortable sitting space. They also want, like I said, the leg room should be very good so that they can have they want the latest technology. For example, the turbo engine, they want that kind of a thrill in the sedan segment. So rather than the functionality, they are more looking for the design. They are more looking for the technology. I think design becomes very, very important in a sedan. So those customers won the sedan segment. And like I said, I think it was more because of so many slew of launches in the SUV segment and very, very few launches in a sedan segment that probably customer shifted. But we believe there is a very strong market which exists for the Verna. Verna has been in India for so many years, and we have always received a great response. Even the facelift we did had a very, very good response. Even when it is going, we still have such a strong response. So we believe very strongly that these customers who are looking for style, who are looking for status, who are looking for technology, who are looking for comfort, and who want technology, I think these are the customers who would want the all new Hyundai Verna.
So talking about electrification in the industry, like we already have the Hyundai Kona in the market. Then you've also launched the Ioniq 5 at the Auto Expo. And every other automaker is taking the top-down approach. But recently we have seen many new models come up in the entry-level electric car segment. We have the Tata Tiago, the Citroën EC3, and then we also have the MG Comet coming up. So you being one of the top players in the mass market, when can we expect an entry-level EV from Hyundai?
Look, I think we have answered this question many times that, I believe that Ionic 5 that we have launched really changed the way, the whole paradigm of the EV industry. And it has got some great response. We have launched it at a very aggressive price. The kind of customers who are coming into the Ionic 5, they are the customers who already have a kind of a luxury car and they see that Ionic 5 is something which they want. I think it will really help us to know the electric vehicle market more. As we have said in the past, that going forward, we will be launching more products in the EV space. When, which body type, etc., etc. Let's keep a surprise. But yes, we are very committed to the EV market. I think Hyundai Motor Company globally, we are very committed to the electric mobility, and from in India also, you will see a lot of products from us. But yes, please have some patience and let's enjoy the success of Ioniq 5 in the meanwhile.
Sure, sure. So, what is the percentage of electric vehicles in your total sales approximately right now?
Look, like I said, I think percentages give a wrong sometimes a picture, because if you see EV as a market, as a percentage of for the industry, I'm saying last year was some 1.3%. So percentages are less, but then there's a good growth. I think we are really, the EV market has grown by almost 2 times, 22 over 21. So I think the signs are encouraging. More and more customers are wanting it, and it's up to us OEMs also now with launching good products like Ioniq 5. I think it creates a desire in the mind of the customer. It gives them a comfort that yes, there is no range anxiety, and the design is perfect, the interiors are perfect. It's a global product, it's globally successful product. So I think we have to really work together, and slowly it will happen. I don't think it will happen in a day. There is still a long transition where both EVs and IC will coexist. In fact, even the government of India estimates also say that 30% by 2030. Some experts are saying maybe 15%. We believe somewhere between 20-25% EV percentage by 2030. So there's still a long way to go, but we need to really work on the entire ecosystem, not only the charging ecosystem, but also on the supplier ecosystem, so that we can continue to bring in products at good prices and really great products for the customers.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. I'm wishing you the best for the upcoming products. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.